gonna like pss, 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 it a little.
That's the best you got?
I don't know.
As some time passes, you can see that the scale and the lime of the shell and those things kind of start to recede, and over the course of the next 3 hours, you can tell that he's probably mostly back to normal. There's definitely some signs of it still showing on his person, but for the most part, in size and stature, he has returned to normal, even though he was still quite large, being a Goliath, but normal for himself. He definitely has some marks and some lacerations from the fight that have proceeded through, but breathing healthy for the most part, and we'll say 90% return back to normal.
Conscious?
In and out.
A great time to have a healer in the party.
Mm-hmm. 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 Two rogues and a monk. This can't go terrible. It can't. It just can't, right? Right?
Couldn't go bad.
Oh, we're
Do
so
we know
screwed.
where Flo went?
Flo would have let you know that they were going to return back to Elriel to at some point prepare for your arrival, because the last discussion was that the thought was for you guys to take Rogak back to Elriel to make sure that they were healed and that whatever had come over them was removed. So he went back towards Elriel to get some things settled and prepare for your arrival there.
Very well. I can see like Emmerin is just gonna kind of like poke him a little bit and be like, Rogak, you in there?
And from time to time, as you do, he would kind of roll off of his arm and look up. And then just pass back out.
Yeah, he's still in there.
Doing great. Doing great.
So, looking around the area, is there anything resembling like a cart that we could potentially use for travel?
Absolutely. There's a lot of things that were left behind in the town, so it is very probable that, especially in the area that you were in the center of town, that there would definitely be some type of a cart. It would probably be a little bit less than ideal condition, but you would definitely be able to find one.
How far are we from Elriel?
Elriel. So you guys, in a normal traveling situation, you are probably a solid 2 to 3 days, depending on speed, from Elriel. You were substantially closer from Ivy Leaf Stronghold, and you also utilized the river to traverse down a good portion, so you were traveling a lot faster rate than just walking via boat. So, you would, rough guesstimate, especially from where you guys are, would be about 2 to 3 days.
So I will go over. I will look around and find the cart that looks like it's in the best condition, and cast mending on it.
Very well.
Can you cast mending on Rogak?
No.
No.
Can we just give dude a healing potion?
You're more than welcome to try and see what happens.
I don't like
But-
that face, PK.
It's like,
Um,
well, I'm just thinking. Well, I'll say it as Emmerin might be thinking. Have you seen the big fucking turtle out there? You don't think we might need those?
I could hopefully make more.
Hopefully. Hopefully.
I was making sleeping potions before. I wasn't looking for ingredients to a healing potion. I could go check before we give it to him.
Well, it's not a bad idea.
It it couldn't hurt to gather some herbs.
Yeah, let me go rummage around a little bit and see what he had stored in there. So I'm just gonna go back over to where the sleeping potions are and look for any ingredients that I recognize for healing potions.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, and then in that meantime, Laya, you'll go ahead. You'll kind of help Emmerin scrounge around for some carts, and as you find one that's in relatively decent condition, you sit there, you cast mending, and other than a little bit of dust and grime, it's as good as new. Both wheels work, and you can. It's a larger hand cart, so you would be able to probably carry Rogak and potentially some additional supplies and things like that. If that's something that you wanted to do, it would be very reasonable for them to all fit in this cart.
What would the next? Is there any town on the way, or are we just a straight shot to El Real from here?
You would know, Emmerin. The only thing, actually, just because you understand the lay of the land, just from knowledge based, you would understand that in between where you are and El Real, the only thing that is in between the two of you is the Irrewell Forest, which is where Granny May's hut resides, and Orlo and Laya, you both know that that's roughly in the same direction, but in terms of where exactly that lies, it would be a little bit less clear.
Okay. So, as we're putting it together, like Emmerin will say, it's going to be a pain in the arse to pull this thing the whole way to El Real. I wonder if we can stop maybe, what would you call the Irrewell Forest?
Irrewell.
Irrewell? The only thing between us and El Real is the Irrewell Forest. I'm not sure we're going to be able to find anything better than this, but I wonder if we could find a horse or something.
Pause, but I have advantage on perception. Do I roll checks twice too?
Only if you are using your nose, and arguably if you're looking for herbs, you would be able to, so you can absolutely do so.
Great, 18.
So there are a bunch of herbs and things on the shelves and in the stuff that you looked through initially to craft those sleeping potions. You would be able to find enough materials to feasibly craft 3 regular healing potions from what's there.
I do it.
Okay. So that'll probably take you. Go ahead and give me a wisdom roll, if you would.
Oh, that's a nat 20.
So generally speaking, this would probably take you about an hour or so to do, crafting each one individually, but you're feeling really inspired right now, and you just full
Give me that
send
flow
and
state.
throw everything into a pot, and you just happen to get all of the correct ingredients, and you just bang it out in about 20 minutes.
20 minutes. Hell yeah, dude. Healing potions for Rogak? Hell yeah, dude.
Hell yeah, bro.
Okay.
So you can
So-
add 3 regular healing potions to your inventory, Orlo. And in the meantime, Emmerin, as you were talking about horses, you and Laya would be standing there. If you would like to search the surrounding area to see if you can find them, or you definitely would know that there is a bunch of wildlife out there. But if you would like to try to actually find them, you're more than welcome to try.
Okay, let's try.
Okay. Go ahead and roll animal handling for me.
Oh no,
Oh no, he says.
it never comes up. 7. I thought that was a natural 1, but
Okay. And then also go ahead and roll a survival check for me, please.
that one I can do. That would be a second natural 20.
Hell yeah. So you aren't super familiar with what particular wildlife there is around the area, but after about 30 minutes or so of you walking out into the wild very close to the city, you would be able to come across a couple of different options as far as animals are concerned. The first would be some large wild boar. The second would be some smaller, like wolfhounds. And the third would be a large owlbear.
A large owl bear. Now, I'm not saying I don't love the idea of an owl bear driving our cart through the lands. However, how do all y'all, did I use that right, feel about this?
Nailed it.
So are we saying owlbear to drive the cart?
Yeah.
Yeah, but can I keep the owl bear?
I mean, presumably we keep it. Yeah, it becomes a mainstay. So Emmerin kind of comes out from the woods and goes, there's nothing in the way of horses, but we could use a boar, some wolfhounds. There's an owl bear out there that could pull the cart for certain.
An owlbear.
An owl bear?
He's just gonna stand like deadpan, like still pointing at the woods, like, you all want the owl bear.
You said it could definitely pull the cart, so it seems like a guarantee. Is something wrong?
I am so gonna die.
Oh no!
But
I mean, if it's too difficult, we can pick something else.
I'm not saying it's not doable. Ducky, what do we know about owl bears?
Go ahead and make a history check for me, please.
9.
You are 100% confident that they are a mixture of owls and bears together. You are not sure how that works in any way. You are intrigued by the idea. You know that they are mammals. And beyond that, not a whole hell of a lot.
Do I know anything about owl bears?
You also can roll history for me, but you, if you would, roll with advantage.
Non-natural 20.
Nice.
You know that they are relatively predator animals. They tend to be much more on the bear side of things than the owl side. They are not generally aggressive up front unless they are protecting young. Generally speaking, they are widely considered to be a Feywild creature. Is there anything in particular that you want to know?
Is there any particular way to like make sure they stay calm?
You have definitely heard stories, but you have never heard of anybody feeding an owlbear and leaving in one piece, if that is of any benefit.
I do still have that sleeping potion.
But that doesn't help us with pulling a cart.
No, but we could use it to help, like, capture it and then work to tame it somehow. Or if we try to do something and we need a get out of jail free card, I have a sleeping potion.
What do you just jump on his back and just
Jamming down its throat.
I mean, I'm large. I climb trees.
Go sleep.
You best believe when this starts going down, I'm going to be in a tree. So,
And no one was surprised.
Might I remind you both that the big one with all the armor just took off for yeah.
There weren't any owlbear babies, were there?
There were not that you immediately saw.
There were not that I immediately saw.
Well, fuck. Well, that's good. Much less likely to be aggressive then.
can I just go give Rogak this healing potion while they're talking about this?
Yeah, sure, absolutely.
Okay. Guys, I made a couple healing potions. I'm going to go give Rogak one of these while you guys discuss this. So I go over.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, I just try and like
And
put it in his mouth.
Okay. So you kind of prop him up on his side, and you gently tilt the healing potion up against his lips and kind of just start to ease it into his mouth. And as
Phrasing?
you nope, we're not doing phrasing. As you do, you can see that as his ragged breathing kind of becomes a little bit more stable, he seems a little bit more relaxed. In his breath, his breathing seems to stabilize, and you can see that some of the cuts and wounds on his body seem to lighten and lessen, and slightly mend themselves. He is, however, still, at this point at least, either asleep or unconscious.
He seems to be doing a little bit better. His lacerations seem to be healing up. It seems like he still needs some rest, though. So what are we doing about this owlbear situation?
Does he still have any claws?
Not that I saw immediately. He could be hiding them inside somehow and may at any moment burst out, but
I don't.
Yeah.
I don't think that's how that works. Orlo.
I'm an
All right.
herbalist, not a biologist.
As a biologist, I can tell you that's not how that works. In the real world, when people develop crab claws spontaneously.
Well, that's good to know. I'm glad you have that under control, though.
I cured it.
So I just to clarify, BK. So Emmerin's plan is to go feed the owlbear.
It was slightly more violent than that. It was more of a force into submission kind of situation.
You don't want to like lure it with
You realize the
kindness.
thing's gonna try to fucking kill us. We might have to fight back.
Okay, then I'll go with you, and we'll see what we can do.
I'll watch from
Again, he
above.
just dips his head and he just mumbles under his breath like, I am so fucking dead.
As they begin, I guess, to walk into the forest towards this owlbear, I start to scan the area for somewhere up above to climb up into and just watch the carnage happen.
I mean, there is a shitload of trees, so take your pick, bud.
So I go run up to a tree, start to climb it, and I'm just kind of jumping from tree to tree, following them along through the forest.
Okay, go ahead and make an acrobatics or athletics check, please.
Nat 20, Nat 20, Nat 20,
21.
Nat 20.
Not Nat.
Oh.
So from your experience with climbing and staying in trees, you are doing a great job of staying up above the ground at this point. Just jumping from limb to limb, making sure you target the larger ones as you are traversing. It's not super far out until you all come across the location where this owlbear is again, and it's kind of just forging through some of the underbrush where it is. What would you guys like to do at this point?
Well, Laya, what's the idea? How do you want to go about this?
I thought you had an idea.
I was following you.
Well, you you were the one who suggested the owlbear.
I just said it was out here.
Oh, how would you suggest that we make this owlbear submissive?
Look, all I know about the owl bear
Bondage.
is that it is part owl, part bear. It's mammal and it's big.
I mean, I have my quiet boots. We've got those. We could
Wait, we can put it on it and then kill us very silently.
I could cast Mage Hand and feed it.
That's
That's all I've got.
the worst idea I've ever heard. Try that.
Okay, so I will cast Mage Hand,
Okay.
and then I will take a ration, one of my rations, and put it into my Mage Hand and kind of like get within very, very quietly get within 30 feet of the owlbear and extend my Mage Hand.
Go ahead and roll stealth with advantage since you have those boots on.
I too would like to, while she's doing this, in the event of inevitable failure, I'm going to kind of sneak around the back in case combat starts, and I can get the jump on him with the bow.
Okay. Go ahead and also roll stealth.
What does that do?
Mine is an 18.
Yeah, Ducky, I have a cloak of elven kind, don't I?
You do not.
Oh.
You have
What do I?
a Grove Warden mantle.
Oh, Grove Warden mantle. That's what it is. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Your initial guess was that's what it was.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, all right, stealth. Ooh, 14.
Okay. So BK, you stay a little bit out. How far exactly do you think you're going to stay? 30, 60 feet roughly, or
How far is my bow? We'll say 60 feet.
okay. So you have a pretty easy time, and then Orlo, you're obviously going to stay in the trees, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. So Laya, you get roughly 30 feet behind this owlbear as it's kind of rummaging through the underbrush. And you're going to extend your mage hand with the ration towards it, yes?
That's correct.
Okay. What is your plan with it?
I'm just gonna kind of like
I like how I've dragged Skelly into this situation. She's like, this was BK's idea. I don't know what to do.
I'm just gonna like pss, 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 it a little.
That's the best you got?
I don't know. As I
Oh, this is gonna be fine. This is gonna be so fine.
I love it. Just
Keep going, keep going. We're in it now.
yeah, we're in it now. This thing's either gonna die, kill us, or hang out with us.